I'm Scott Flowers with Cloud Ninjas. Today we're going to talk about solid state drives for your Dell PowerEdge M620 server. Let's get going. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by today to learn a little bit more about the Dell PowerEdge M620 server. Do us a favor, if you find anything that helps you in this video, click that like and smash that subscribe. Well, we'll type in, this video will be specifically focused on solid state drives for your M620 server. All right, so here's what we're going to do in this video as a whole. We are going to show you the different types of compatible drives for your M620 12th Gen Blade server. We're going to show you the max speeds, the max sizes, how to physically install one, which is really easy because it's a hot swap drive. Then we're going to show you how to test with Dell Diagnostics and HD Sentinel, which are just some great tools that we highly recommend. The reason we like HD Sentinel is it's a standalone tool. What we do is we hook up a storage array to our server. We test the drives before we ever put them into a live production environment, and it'll let us know the power on hours and the health score, so we can ensure that a drive is new and just make sure it's of good health before we ever put it into a machine and make it go live, right? So these are just a couple of tools that we recommend, and hopefully you find them helpful at home. So all right, well, let's hop into the compatibilities. So you have SAS solid state drives and you have SATA solid state drives. With SAS, the distinct advantage is going to be speed. You can get 6 gigabit per second over 3 gigabit per second, whereas with SATA you can only get 3 gigabit per second. So that's the nice deal with SAS, is that you're just going to get a faster drive overall. Now, I will note if you put in a 6 gigabit SATA, it will work. It'll just clock down to 3. If you put in a 12 gigabit SAS, it will work. It'll just clock down to 6. So those are worth noting. Don't be afraid that you can't buy the higher speed. They will work, and then technically you can take it out later and use it in a different machine. So if you're looking at something and the price is roughly the same, just go ahead and get the better one because it will work. So now the sizes are the same as far as the max sizes between SAS and SATA. You can get 7.68 terabytes per drive slot, which really, when you stop and think about it, is actually pretty awesome storage, because for a hard drive, the max that you're going to get is 2.4 terabytes for SAS and 2 terabytes for SATA. So realistically, you're getting better performance from the solid state drive. It's less likely to fail, and you have better storage than the hard drive, so it's a win-win-win. Now, it's going to cost a little bit more, but again, it's going to be better performing, and people ask us all the time. They say, hey, we really like our server. We want to extend the life of it. We're not ready to go buy a brand new server. They don't want to drop $10,000, $20,000. What are some band-aids that we can do to extend the life? We always recommend upgrade from your hard drive to a solid state drive and upgrade your RAM. These are the best two band-aids to extend the life of your server for a couple more years. So that's what we always recommend when people ask, and so that's one of the things that I always recommend here. So one thing I did want to note that we'll definitely show you when we're installing this is that the trays are different for a Blade server compared to a rack mount server. So this is your rack mount server tray, and this is your Blade tray. It is much shorter. When you go to our site to buy upgrades, you will notice that we will make sure that you get the right drive, which is really important, because if you get the wrong drive and you're in a pinch, the next thing you know, you're overnight and stuff, and you're leaving a customer hanging for a couple of days, and you told a client you're getting this server online Thursday, and it ends up now being Friday or the weekend or Monday, and all that over a tray. It's just a silly problem to have. So again, when you go to our site, we make sure to give you the right tray for your 620 Blade server. So all right, well, now that we know a little bit more about the compatibilities, the sizes, the types, let's show you how to actually install one. Alright, have my EST gear on. We're safe to work on our M620. So this is going to be a pretty easy install, but there were a few things that I wanted to show. So first thing, we're just going to go ahead and remove our old drive. Just going to push the red circle, pull our tray out. We're going to remove our old drive, and we are going to install our new SSD. I'm just going to slide this in. It'll hook right there, and we'll just clip this into place. So one of the things I wanted to show you is the trays for the M620 are going to be different than, say, the trays for the R620. So you'll see they're shorter, they're not as long, they're designed to be able to fit into a compact space. So they are a little bit different. When you order from us to upgrade your M620, of course, we will make sure you get the right trays. Next thing that we're going to do is show you how to test your M620 with Dell Diagnostics.
Hey guys, it's Ben with Cloud Ninjas, and today I'm going to be showing you how to test your hard drives with Dell Diagnostics. And technically it's going to cover more than just hard drives. It'll test your whole system and other components such as your CPUs, your memory, your NIC, the fans, video cards, and much, much more. But like I said, you can also test your hard drives with this, and it's actually a pretty good way to test them, and it's a great way to see if there's issues with those drives. So let's go ahead and get started. So what you want to go ahead and do is boot up your server. And during post, you want to go ahead and press F10 so you can enter the lifecycle controller. Once you're in the lifecycle controller, you want to navigate to the Hardware Diagnostics tab on the left side, and then you want to press Run Hardware Diagnostics. And you may get a little warning screen, but you just want to go ahead and press yes. And it'll take a little bit of a second to load, but this will load us into Dell Diagnostics. So immediately whenever we load into Dell Diagnostics, there's a lot of information that pops up. As you can see on the left-hand side of the screen, it shows everything that's going to be tested. On the right-hand side of the screen, there's lots of information about the test itself. You can also navigate to the results and different configurations and also the event log. One thing I do want to mention about Dell Diagnostics is that some of you out there, when trying to run the hardware diagnostics, you may get an issue. Or you may get a warning about the firmware not being supported or the onboard diagnostics not being supported. And in that case, you want to go ahead and you can either do this in Lifecycle Controller itself, or you can do it in iDRAC, but you just want to go ahead and update that firmware. And we actually have a video later on in the series that covers mass updates. And one of the things that's in those updates is the onboard diagnostics firmware. So stay tuned for that, and that'll give you all that information you need. And like I said, you can also do this through iDRAC as well. So other than that, there's not really much to say about these tests. You just kind of let it run, and this can take a while. It can take, maybe a low end of 20 minutes up to maybe even an hour, especially if you have more memory in your system. It's going to take a while to test all of that. The more drives you have, that might add some time to it. So it really just depends on your system's configuration. But we're going to go ahead and fast forward through this. Like I said, pretty straightforward. If it has any issues, it'll show you that that test failed. But if it has a check next to the test, like it does on the left-hand side for all of our items here, then that means the test was successful and there's no need to worry about it. So like I said, we're just going to go ahead and fast forward. All right, so we have finally reached the end of our test. And at the end of the test, we can go to the results tab that's in the middle of the screen, and we can go ahead and scroll through all the different messages. You can also view the event log, so that's pretty helpful. But if you go to the results, you can see a more in-depth information about the test that you just ran. So there's something very specific. It's a great place to look. But overall, that's Dell Diagnostics. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. It's easy to access. Like I said, you may have that one issue where you may have to update the onboard diagnostics firmware. But other than that, once you do that, you shouldn't have any issues. All you got to do is navigate to the hardware diagnostics and just let the test run. You can let these run and then just go off, do something else, and come back 10, 20 minutes later. And it's a pretty easy way to, one, test all of the drives in your system and make sure they're properly functioning. But it's also a great way to test all of the other components in your system. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys HD Sentinel. Alrighty guys, so I have HD Sentinel pulled up right now, and as you can see, we currently have 2 drives plugged in. We have this installed into a storage array where we like to plug in multiple drives at a time so we can test those drives. HD Sentinel is an awesome tool because you can see things like the power on hours, which is great, especially when you're buying used equipment. You can see how long that drive has been in use. You don't want to be using drives that have been, heavily used, because then you have a higher risk of drive failure. And that's one of the reasons why HD Sentinel is such a cool tool. But as you can see, we can just go ahead and plug a drive into the array and it'll automatically populate within the software. And like I said, lots of information. It'll give you health scores of the drives. As you can see, the 2 we have up top, they have a 100% health score, while the one at the bottom has a 99%. So all pretty good. So I hope you guys found this video useful, and if you did, go ahead, smash the subscribe and leave a like. If you're interested in purchasing a custom built server, or you're looking to buy some drives, we do have plenty of those in stock, so you can go reach out to us at sales@cloudninjas.com, sales@cloudninjas.com. Anyways guys, thank you for stopping by.